YouTube, good afternoon. Joe here, doing things a little bit differently for you. Little side note, this is interesting. We're middle of the day here, and as you can see, my black wall is doing quite a good job of letting the display stand out as well. You get a pretty clear indication of what the glare can do on the LG CX. So, two things to keep in mind right off the bat when you're watching this. All right, I want to give a shout out to Renegade Ando. He asked a question on the TSR 700 review video, and his question was about HDMI switching. So that's actually what I'm going to go into here. And you know, Renegade Ando, I want to welcome you to the community. I really appreciate you, and let me tell you something. You have opened such a can of worms. I don't even think we're going to be able to cover it all in this session. Probably going to have to break this up into two, but for now, I want to get right to the HDMI switching. And before I do, actually, let me just say that honestly, guys, I don't have a lot of the answers. You know, I'm just a user. I'm just a guy talking to a cell phone. That's really what I am. The guys that I look to for answers, or that have a lot more answers than me, guys like Techno Dad, guys like Youth Man, Stop the FOMO, Keep It Classy Tech, Be the Installer, Brian Whisper Status. These are guys in my community that I follow that have lots of better technical information to me and may be able to help you out. Having said that, I think I can help you. Excuse me. I think I can help you out with this TSR switching thing. So, all right, let's get into it. I'm just gonna leave my TV on display mode because that's really the only way. I'm not gonna get a copyright strike, right? So, where to start? First of all, because I've run all of my video to the display as opposed to the Yamaha, it's hard for me to pull up the Yamaha menu. All right, which actually I'm gonna do that right now. But I had to learn through trial and error that you have to have a video source plugged in to the receiver for it to even show you display. So right now it's just going to give you a black screen because the only thing connected to the receiver is the display through ARC, and I'm not running anything through it right now. So let's take a look here, see if we can pop up the settings. We're going to go down to HDMI right here. Now, here's the way I've actually been playing with this, so kind of ignore the settings now, but this is what I would recommend. HDMI control needs to be off, all right? Audio output can stay on. Standby through, I don't even think that's an issue. That really needs to be set to off, okay? My 4K upscaling is set to off. This should probably, I'm not sure, to be honest, if it should be turned on or off because I'm primarily using the receiver for audio. I think I don't like it on. I think I tried it, tested it on, and it kind of I don't think I like what it did to the image. So I'll get back to that in a second. Let's go over here to the HDMI format. Listen, unless you're having serious problems with your Yamaha TSR 700, you do not need to switch to video format mode 2. All right, you just don't need to do that. So just stay away from there unless you just, you can't see anything on your display, which would be bad. So again, just turn most everything off because I'm going to explain to you where the problems come in. Well, I guess before I get to the worst, the bad of it, let me just explain, or I guess the good of it. I'm not sure. The Yamaha, oh geez. See, look, we got to go over this too. All right. So the settings on a display, again, I'm rocking the LG CX, right? So every now and again, you'll have your Blu-ray player plugged in, your gaming system. That's two audio and video sources plugged into the receiver. Okay, and then everything running from the receiver to the display, which is the way it should be. Now, a lot of times I would have a problem with this, and I'd have to go down to my sound where my TV settings are. By the way, additionally, you always leave, for me anyway, I leave my, I tried pass-through for a while, but audio seemed to be the way to go. And I do run eARC. But what will happen to me when I'm running all these connections is the TV will blank out, say when I want to switch from a Blu-ray movie to the game, to say the Xbox. In theory, all I should do is have to switch the input selector on the receiver, right? Because it's all staying on the same input on the television because it's all going through the eARC, right? But when I do this, sometimes it just will not. It will not draw a screen. It will turn black and not refresh to the Xbox, say, if that's what we're doing. So when this happens, I'd have to open up this menu, come in here, and go down here to eARC, switch eARC off, and switch eARC back on, and then it would give me either the sound or whatever I was looking for, picture or sound and or both. All right, so that became kind of an annoyance, right? So my workaround to this is switching most of everything off as I can, especially the CDC, the connection control, CCD, connection control devices on the TV and both the receiver. Okay, it's like I don't really need everything to turn on when I turn my TV on. Sometimes my kids just want to watch, YouTube or something silly, right? So I don't need the receiver, the Blu-ray player, and the Xbox to all fire up when the TV fires up. It's not needed. So I turn off all that stuff. That happens to help with the switching on the Yamaha. Okay, but let's go back around here to this Yamaha because we don't want to badmouth her too much. Renegade said in his comment that he has ordered the Yamaha and it's coming, and he wants to figure out the HDMI switching thing. Listen, my brother, just run all your video to your display if possible. All right? My Blu-ray player only feeds audio to the receiver. And I will say this as well. I think you should be very happy about your purchase because of the fact this little black box does so many things for the money. It's just incredible. And to be fair, in all honesty, I don't really want to make too much of a fuss about the HDMI switching because of the price point of the receiver as well as everything it gives you in the package. To me, we have to understand this is what we've paid X amount of dollars for this AVR, and those problems, while may not be perfect, may occur, may not. I did read a comment where one user of this receiver through the AV forums, he returned his receiver because the HDMI switching bothered him so bad. He says they sent it back and it worked just fine. While I'm on that subject, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about Yamaha and HDMI 2.1 because this inevitably has a little bit to do with everything we're talking about, especially HDMI switching. So, the receiver as it sits now, this receiver in front of us, is capable of outputting a 4K 60 hertz signal at 444 chroma to the display, which the display can easily read, the LGCX. It cannot give you 4K 120. Definitely not at 444, but it will do it at 422, I believe. All right? That's what it's designed to do, but it doesn't because of the chipsets. Oh, look, man, I don't want to get it. I don't want to get to the other receiver companies, but what Yamaha has done here has come out as of, 2 days ago or yesterday. I think it's been a little more than 48 hours. If you have purchased one of their receivers from last year, the 2020 models that have the HDMI 2.1 bug, as they're calling it, but all it is an HDMI 2.1 failure. It's not a bug, it's a failure. Yamaha to my knowledge, yeah, it's fine. Come on. Yamaha, to my knowledge, there's the kitty poos. It's fine. Yamaha, to my knowledge, is the only receivers, the only company right now offering to take your receiver, upgrade the board free of charge. I believe you have to pay shipping to them. They pay the shipping fee, but they give it to you free of charge. And even more incredible, that Yamaha's doing this on their receivers is that they did include the TSR 700. How crazy is that they're willing to go through all of that for basically a budget receiver? I think it's indicative of what they want to do. They told the customers they were going to give them something, they didn't. And instead of allowing the owners to have another little black box to hook to their little black box, or charging them money for sending their 2020 receiver in and paying multiple hundreds of dollars to have it fixed and then shipped back, Yamaha's taking care of it for you. Even at the TSR 700 level, which is crazy. Hey, Chester. Hey, dude. So anyway, rest assured, my friend, I believe you made a great purchase. Yamaha's not only giving you so much stuff in their package, but they're standing behind their products. So more power to them. I think it's awesome. I think you got a great product, man, is what I'm trying to tell you. And the HDMI switching thing, if your receiver has problems switching from input to input, device to device, you have a couple of options, man. You could send it back to the factory. They may be able to fix it and return it to you. Or you could do what I've done and just run all video to your display. That's about the best fix I have for you in regards to that. One thing I forgot to mention about this receiver, and I don't know if this is hurting or plaguing me, is that I cannot access the UGI myself for this particular receiver. So maybe there's some stuff buried in there that I could use, but until then, I think I've done everything with the HDMI switching that I can possibly do. Hey, buddy. So that's about it. Yeah, what's up, dude?
So, I love you.
Oh, I love you too, man.
This is the family. This is the frame.
Yeah, dude, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
Yeah, I love you too, dude.
can I say that real quick?
Yeah.
Can you just,
Yeah.
can I say that from?
Well, can I finish this real quick, dude?
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, to finish this up, what I'll say is, I don't think the HDMI switching is a big deal, man. Hopefully you don't have that issue. But you know, you may. I just don't think it's the end of the world. So that's about it. But we have opened another can of worms, which is the whole HDMI 2.1 chipset debacle, which I feel like I will need to address in the very near future. Lots of strong thoughts on that. Sorry for the length here, but this discussion it's no real short way to say it, I don't think.
Mommy,
I appreciate you asking the question, and I hope this helps anybody and everybody that watches. As always, thank you for listening. Be good, be safe. Boom!